I would love to expand on this. In fact, you guys got my daughter so riled up. She reads the comments. We were in the car and she's like, Mom, what's up with this? So I explained it to her, and then she said, you have to explain it to everyone this way. Do people cry when they're happy and cry when they're sad? And she's like, yeah. And then I said, okay, now let's talk about yelling. Do people yell when they're angry and they yell when they're happy? Like they're mad or they're at a concert? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I said, now, imagine you see a woman crying at Walgreens. She's there, she's in front of a bandage. Like she needs a certain kind of bandage and they're out of it. And she's crying. What do we know? And she's like, that she's upset. And I'm like, yeah, but do people normally cry in Walgreens? And she's like, no. And I said, do we know if she's crying happy or crying sad? And she's like, oh, she's crying sad. And I said, well, maybe not. I said, maybe she's crying because she has a really demanding mother-in-law staying with her that's been ordering her around, and she's so happy she can go home and say they were out of it. And she's just like, it's just her quiet rebellion. Or she really desperately needs something and she doesn't want to go to another Walgreens. And there's a woman crying at Walgreens. It could be 100 million reasons, positive or negative, that she could be crying. But what we know is she's having a big reaction in a place where people don't normally have a reaction. So think of a binky. A binky can be positive and negative. Every single sound, squeak, body language that we do can be interpreted either way. What we know about this woman that's crying in Walgreens, she's traumatized. She hasn't slept, she hasn't eaten, she's sick, something's wrong with her. Her nervous system is dysregulated. She is currently traumatized. So when I see bunnies binking for no reason, they're having a big reaction, I know to start looking for traumatization, because you should be able to have feelings within you and then big feelings when they're appropriate. But if you're having big feelings all the time, when they're not appropriate, you know that someone's having a hard time regulating their reactions and their responses. When I see a bunny binking if I take a bunny outside, if I introduce them to something new, if I have stimuli there that I can wrap my head around, but if your bunny is randomly binking around your home, the first thing I suspect is your bunny's probably in a state of heightened emotional response and possibly even traumatized. So I flood their nervous systems with calm. It's not saying that I will do this forever, but what I will do is make things so calm, so peaceful, so boring around these rabbits that they have a place to heal. And once you heal the rabbits, everything that you see Picasso, Monet, and all my bunnies do, that's what's underneath.